bringing to you the last video on this Python series, or let me call it as the basics of the Python series. So let's take our discussion ahead, and as you might have seen the title, today we will discuss more on functions, but what something called as lambda functions. Now what are these lambda functions? Lambda functions are also a kind of functions with the kind of functions that have no name, that have no return values, and have a different syntax. Okay, right now it seems confusing, right? So let's keep the same habit of writing the code, and then let's try and understand what we have done. So first let's see the syntax of lambda functions. So we have again the lambda keyword. So let's write the keyword. This is lambda. Then after this keyword we have some expression or the parameters that we want to pass. So lambda, then we have arguments, that is parameters. We have arguments, and then we have expression. And simply this is the syntax of lambda function. Lambda keyword, then the arguments, that the argument or the functions that you want to pass, and the expression, that expression is the processing of those arguments, what you want to do with that arguments. So let's write again a code to add two numbers. Let's stick with the same example for a better understanding. So let's write the code, a lambda code for that. So again, lambda functions have no name, they won't return any values, and lambda functions sometimes also are called as anonymous functions because they have no names. So let's write a lambda functions to add two numbers. So we have lambda, we have here num1, second parameter is num2, as we have seen in the syntax. First there is a lambda keyword, then our arguments. Our arguments for this particular example are num1 and num2 that we have seen in the previous videos, and then we have semicolon, or not semicolon, but we have colon, and then we have the expression. So the expression is num1 plus num2. So this is our code for the lambda expression to add two numbers. Isn't it simple? Just one line of code. So lambda functions are also used to write short codes, or they are also used to reduce the length of the code. So now how we will call this function? The calling of the function is absolutely the same, but to call a function we need some name, right? We can't see any name to this function right now. So what we will do is that we will put this function into a variable. So let's say add equals to, now here we have add equals to lambda num1 plus num2. So this is our function definition, and the name of the function becomes the name of the variable, that is add. And how to call the lambda function? The calling of the lambda function is absolutely same as a normal function. So we will call as add. Here we have 2, here we have 3. And let's try and run this. And again, without making that mistake, let's write these in the print function. And let's run the code. And here we have got as 5. So what happened, that our 4 lines of the code, or the 3 lines of the code, was turned into just a single line of the code. So right now you guys might not be able to appreciate this lambda function, or it might be a bit confusing or a bit difficult, but it is used very much in Django, in Flask, in machine learning, and all these concepts. You will find a lot of use of lambda functions. So this is a lambda function, a very simple one. So now what we will do is we will convert a normal function into a lambda function. So for that, first let's write a normal function, and this time rather than adding we will subtract. Okay, so we have your function definition, def sub the function name. Let's pass the parameters num1 and num2. Here we have the colon, and then we will directly return the values, that is num1 and minus num2. So the aim of the lambda functions at the end is to reduce the length of the code. And rather using the lambda function, what at max we can do is we can do this coding 2 lines. But lambda function will help us to do this in only one single line. Again, here what you can do is that you can have a third variable. You can store the subtraction in that, and you can return that variable. So rather than doing that, what right now we did was we directly returned num1 plus num2. So now let's call this function and print. And here we have subtract, and we have numbers like 5 and 2. And let's run this, and we understand that this will return us 3, and we are getting a 3 absolutely right. So now let's convert this normal function into a lambda function. So in lambda function we understand that there is no def keyword, instead we have lambda keyword. So let's have it. So we have here lambda keyword. Again, then we don't have any name to the function, right? Instead we have a variable in which we store the function. So let's remove subtract from here, and let's have it here. So subtract equals to lambda, and here we have the parameters, And then we understand that in lambda functions we have no return keyword, and the expression is directly on the same line. And one more thing, that the parameters don't have any brackets. So let's remove this as well. And we are ready with our lambda function to subtract two numbers as well. So let's again run it and check whether it's working fine or not, and we are getting 3. So in this way we converted a normal function into the lambda function. So with this we are done our discussion on the functions. So now you are ready, or you are almost ready, to create really good basic simple menu based applications using Python. And with this, let's wind up our Python basic series. And now we are left with only just 2 videos in which we will do 2 projects as promised. So now let me tell you what will be these 2 projects. One will be a birthday application. In that, what we will do is we will use the dictionaries, and we will store some data, and we will fetch the data. That's very simple, but in that project your concepts will get more clear. And the second one will be a menu based game, that is jumbled words. So what we'll do in that jumbled words, that the computer will ask a jumbled word, and we will have to guess that jumbled word, and if we guess right, then we will increment the point by 1. So these are our 2 projects in this basic series, and with this let's wind up and let's catch up in the directly the left 2 project sections. So I hope you guys like this series. If yes, please keep sharing, hit that subscribe button for more series, and also you can catch me up on the advanced series on our e-learning portal. I will surely come up with another video when our portal goes live and the courses on it goes live, and that will be really amazing. We will also have a lot of projects, certifications, and much more on the portal as well. And stay tuned with the another series that we will be upcoming. We will surely declare that which will be our second series on this YouTube channel. So let's catch up in the project session, and that's it for this Python series. Thank you.